Hello, beautiful queens. I am so glad that you are here. On this channel, we talk about transformation, self-love, and empowerment. If you have ever thought to yourself, is it too late for me to live my dreams? Is it too late for me to transform my life? Then this space is for you. And I am here to tell you it is never too late for you to live the life that you were created and destined to live. Regardless of your age or your stage, you can achieve your goals. I'm Dr. Monique. I am a life coach and I'm an educator. And for the last 20 years, I have helped people to just transform their lives and their careers. And I'm so excited about what we're going to do here. So let me start by telling you a little bit about my story. Just a few years ago, I began a transformation. I found myself in a toxic relationship. I was having issues with my health. I was in a job where actually I was overqualified, but I was being looked over for promotions time and time again. I was eating emotionally and I had poor self-image and poor self-esteem. It was really just not a good time in my life. And then I had this vision, and it was a vision of a caterpillar. Not a cute little caterpillar, but a caterpillar that was, just kind of fat and fuzzy and slow and clumsy. I just kept seeing the caterpillar and wondering why was I seeing this? And then I got the revelation that the caterpillar represented me and my life. So now that was really concerning because like I said, it wasn't cute, it wasn't attractive. But I was concerned until I remembered the beauty of the caterpillar story. The caterpillar doesn't stay a caterpillar. It gets to transform into a beautiful butterfly. I mean, that's such an amazing thing in nature. The whole process is really quite miraculous to me. But that was when I actually started my transformation. So I ended up ending the toxic relationship. I took some responsibility and accountability for my health. So I learned about health and fitness and eating, and I started moving my body more. I actually went back to school and earned my doctorate degree at the age of 55. And I also was able to receive that promotion I had been wanting. So my life actually looks a lot different than it did just a few years ago. And instead of feeling like that clumsy caterpillar, I see myself now as this beautiful butterfly who gets to fly and soar and just enjoy life. Now, am I saying that my life is perfect now? No, but it is so much better than what it was. And I have committed to live my dreams, to live out my goals. I will not be on my deathbed saying I woulda, coulda, shoulda. I'm going to live my life with no regrets, unapologetically. And as I do this, part of the reason I'm doing this is so that I can share this with others. Because sometimes, ladies, when we get older, we feel like we're too old to make any changes. But not so. That is not so. Another thing that helped me was I began to see myself as a queen, because I believe that we are all queens, and that as a queen, I can rise and elevate myself. As I'm doing this, I realize I'm not just rising for myself. I'm rising for you as well, that my life is to be a testimony. And I'm at the point now that I want to share as I'm achieving different goals and I'm going from one level to the next level to the next level. I want to do this together. Queens, we can rise together. I'm so excited about the journey that we will take. And I know that we will have some challenges, because if you were like me, there are so many times where I felt like I was pouring into everyone else's cup while my cup was empty. So concerned about all the different roles that I played as mother, as wife, as teacher, as daughter, as sister, niece, granddaughter, you name it. I was so concerned about making sure that I was everything for everybody that I wasn't there for myself. And then before I knew it, I had let myself go, literally and figuratively. And I didn't even really know who I was anymore. Then I had a friend of mine ask me, he said, Monique, what is it that you want? So I'm like, come again? He said, no, really, you. What does Monique want? And I really had to kind of think about it because, like I said, I hadn't really thought about myself too much. And so I'm asking you this now, Queen. What is it that you want? What are your goals? What are your dreams? If you could design a life right now, what would you design? What goals would you go after? What is it that you would do? Would you run a marathon? Would you write a book? Start a business? Would you start to sing? Would you do art? Would you switch careers? Start a ministry or a nonprofit? What would you do? If time or money were not an issue, what is it that you would want to do? So I think you may want to take some time to maybe journal, try to figure this out. What do you want to do? You. Not what other people want you to do, but what do you want your life to look like so that when you get to the end, you can look back and say, I have no regrets. That is my desire for you, that you can live a life with no regrets. So again, as a queen, I have been just rising, going from level to level. And then I'm realizing, yes, I am rising, not just for myself, I'm rising for you. And I believe that as queens that we can rise together, that we can build a community where we are encouraging one another. Yes, our goals may not be the same, but we will be able to help each other out, to lift each other up, to encourage one another. We are queens who will rise together. So what can you expect here on this channel? We will talk about self-love, confidence, health, wealth. We will talk about what you need to do to live your life boldly at every stage and every age. You'll find inspiration as well as practical tools. Sometimes the videos will be a teaching style. Sometimes they will be storytelling. Sometimes they'll be more conversational, like we're just sitting over a cup of coffee. But every single one will remind you that it is never too late for you to rise and to reign and become the queen that you were created to be. So some of you might be thinking, oh, I don't know if I can walk in my queen status. What will other people think? And this channel is really for you. Let me tell you one of my quotes that I came across that really helped me when I was thinking about just really, if I make a transformation, how will that affect others? So the quote is by Florence Give, and it says, stop breaking yourself down into bite-sized pieces. Stay whole and let them choke. Yeah, that sounds a little bit harsh because, you know, there are people who may be a little bit intimidated about you walking in your queen status. They may be a little bit intimidated if you really decide to go after your dreams, if you decide to take up more space, if you decide to be the main character of your own story. They might be a little bit intimidated. You may have been like me, been walking around dimming your light, right? Not wanting to shine so brightly as to offend others. But I'm letting you know, let your light shine. Walk in your fullness. Walk in everything that you are. Live your life unapologetically. Go after your dreams and your desires. Live the life that you were created to live. right? So if you are ready to rise, to stop shrinking, to stop second guessing, yes, this is the channel for you. I'm so glad that we found each other. So together, we'll build a community of queens. Queens who love themselves, queens who are healing together. We're growing. We're getting our bodies right. We're getting our money right. We're living a life of purpose and fulfillment. So excited. So as queens, we are rising to meet our destiny and our purpose. So here is my invitation for you. If you are ready to take this next step in your life, if you are ready to achieve your dreams, to transform your life no matter your age, even if you're over 50 like me, this is for you. I'm going to ask you to subscribe to the channel. And then secondly, I'm going to ask you to, in the comments, type in what you want to see us talk about here, right? The things that you want to rise in. So if you want to elevate and rise in health and wellness and fitness, then put that in the comments. If you want to rise in your wealth and finances and career, then put that in the comments. If you're more interested in relationships and family, then put that in the comments. Because this channel is for you. And I'm so glad that we get to go on this journey together. So remember, you are already a queen. So even if you've taken your crown off, or it's dusty, or if it's a little bit tilted, I'm asking you, pick that crown back up, dust it off, put it on, straighten it up. Because we're queens and we're walking in our queen status. Please remember that this is your moment and the time is now. So until next time, be blessed.